And so we have another week of the big ol' 5 episodes per week. Don't worry, we're getting there soon to the ultimate lineup for this season, which is the big Sinister Six, as I like to call it, of TV Vlillain. But before we get there, we still have to deal with the Festering 5. I probably should stop saying that. People are probably eating while they're watching this, although if they're eating while they're watching this, then make sure you don't mess up your computer, you fucking slob. So anyway, why the fuck do I say that? I even found my computer all the goddamn time. Who cares? This is the Super Vlillain vlogs. Oh, that one was like a temporal loop or something. Yes. So we start with Gotham, the show that promised this season, where they promised to organize their villainy, product it, and package it, and, publish it for the world to see. Unfortunately, they had to kill off all of their villains before they could do that. God damn it! So what the hell is Theo Not Huxtable going to do now? What is he going to do now that he just took all of these potential villains and just killed them all? Well, the answer is he's going to do some social networking. He's going to network with Penguin. He acknowledges Penguin's hard work, so he networks him, he shows him his model, and Penguin is all like, "What is this? A building for ants?" And Theo is like, "Hey, shut up with your references. Look at me, Penguin, okay? I've got a reality show I want you to watch." And then Penguin looks at the reality show and is like, "Oh my god, this is horrible. This is so awful. This is so awful. This is inhumane. How could you do this? How could you make me watch 16 and Pregnant?" No, wait, it's not 16 and Pregnant. It's live footage of his mother being held hostage. Oh no! Oh, it's so sad. I remember when she was on the show. I remember when we had her in the studio and we were interviewing her, and she seemed like such a nice little old lady. Although now that I think of it, that might have been just Penguin in drag. But still, that was so nice of her to be here. I hope she makes it. I hope she makes it through so she can see her husband again, played by Pee Wee Herman. And I'm not just saying that because he's in a Tim Burton movie. It's because he's going to be on this show, too. Yay, Pee Wee Herman. Oh, it's going to be so great. Hey, Penguin, I'm your father. Let's start with an adventure. Oh, that was horrible. But anyway, that kind of disoriented me a little bit doing that. So, what the hell else am I going to talk about? Yes. Apparently that giant bald man freaking disappeared in thin air or something. He's not on the show anymore. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but we still have Babura. Babula. The writers don't know what the fuck to do with you. So she's still a villainess, and apparently she's got like a lesbo fling with Tigress, or whatever the hell she's called. Tiger Lady. She's the Tiger Lady, with the big old giant pupils that stare into your soul with like daggers and slice you up blood like that guy who might have been Black Mask but probably isn't. He definitely isn't now because he's dead. But anyway, yes. So what else is Theo gonna do about the villainy? I mean, he's got the Penguin, on his, kissing his feet now that he's holding his mother hostage. He has the Penguin doing his bidding, putting on a ski mask, and then a hat on the ski mask because he needs to look fancy when he's murdering people, when he's murdering, the vote counters or whoever the hell that was. And so now that he's done that, what else is he gonna do? Yes, he needs to tackle little old Bruce Wayne. I mean, if I was in his shoes, I would have been like, hey, let's just friggin' stomp on Bruce Wayne. He's just a little boy right now. It'll be so easy. Just stomp on his head. Just keep stomping until he doesn't move anymore. But keep in mind that these people don't know about the future. They don't know that that little kid is destined to become the vigilante that will take them all down. They don't know about that. Oh, if they only knew. Oh, this show would be so short if they only knew that their mortal enemy, who would be the only one in their way, is just a little kid right now. Oh, they're gonna be kicking themselves in the asses when he grows up. Mind you that, unless, Theo Huxtable dies before then. Yeah, Theo Huxtable. So anyway, what he does to tackle Bruce, not literally, because that would be illegal, but what he does is he plays matchmaker. Yes, he's like a matchmaker now. Matchmaker, find me a catch, burn me the pizza potato. I can't remember the rest of the song, but anyway, yes. So he matches him up with Silver St. Cloud. Yes, if you're familiar with the Batman comic books, or all of them, apparently, you're probably familiar with Silver St. Cloud. She is a very well-known, bombshell in the comic books. And this is the first time she's ever been adapted into the live-action medium. Oh my god, she's a little girl, child, underage. Gross, cold shower, cold shower. Oh god, I need to wash my brain. So bad. Okay, so, alright, so now that I have that in my head, and now I'm probably going to go to hell, let's wrap this episode up with the final thing to talk about, and of course that is that Michael Chiklis wants to take down the Penguin. You better watch yourself, Penguin. Ben Grimm is gonna take you down. Not Tintin Ben Grimm. Instead, it's gonna be the guy from No Ordinary Family, Ben Grimm. Oh, yes, he's gonna take you down. What is this, like Michael Chiklis' third attempt into superhero stuff? Michael Chiklis, you need to be in the MCU, not this bullshit. But anyway, yes, so he wants to take down the Penguin, but Gordon knows that if he does that, he will be found out. Oh no, Gordon! Oh, wait a minute, I hate Gordon. Yay, hooray! Oh, it's so great to know. Alright, let's move on. Let's keep on going down the villain train. So now we mosey on over to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Time for another good old episode of good old-fashioned villainy. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh, we're going back to that stupid habit this goddamn show has. For those of you who didn't see the first season of the Super Vlillain vlogs, I really hated when two different sides of good people fight each other for the goddamn, instead of showing us villainy instead. God, I hate that so much, because, that takes up a time that you could have spent for villainy. But no, instead you make fellow allies the antagonists, because they don't agree with the protagonist. They don't agree with them. So they're like, hey, we think you're bad. Hey, we think you're bad. And there's no villainy in that. There's nothing in that. And that's what we had here, yes. And because of that, no Ward, no Hydra Messiah here to be found. No, instead we got two sides of the same coin bickering at each other. I think you're bad. No, I think you're bad. No, you're bad. No, you're bad. Yes, and it's such a shame too, because I thought for sure that Rosalind Pierce's organization was evil. In fact, I was almost certain of it. But no, William Sadler as president had to come on over and be like, I'm the one who started this. That means they're good. I'm President William Sadler. I was Simon Stagg in The Flash. So yes, so that is what we have to deal with. So now, instead of, actual villainy, instead it's just that. And, does that mean that I have no hope anymore for Rosalind Pierce being a super villain? Well, it's been greatly deflected. It's been greatly hurt by this. my theory could still stand, but for the moment, it seems unlikely. It seems like she's just there to, just to be another thorn in S.H.I.E.L.D's side. Although, at least at the end of the episode, Coulson is like, you know what, fuck it, we already did this last season, I don't want to do that again. Screw it, I'm gonna join forces with you, Roslyn. We're gonna be buddies now. Yay! Roslyn and Coulson sitting in a tree, beating the shit out of Inhumans. So that's happening now. That could, still mean that villains, because that would mean that Coulson realized, oh no, I made a horrible mistake until it's too late, and now I'm screwed over. So here's hoping, here's crossing my fingers. But yes, so what actual villainy do we get? Oh, that's right, misunderstanding and after misunderstanding. Just a whole bunch of that electric guy from the second season who has electrical powers, who is apparently no one from the comic books. I mean, he could be someone. I mean, I at first I thought he might be Nitro, but Nitro apparently isn't really electric related. He just explodes himself. So maybe he's Electro. No, that would be stupid. But yes, So Lincoln is his name. Abraham Lincoln is, everyone thinks he's a horrible big old monster, and everyone's chasing him, and he makes friends with the fat guy, and the fat guy is like, hey, I'm like a brother to you, okay? I love you. You're like a brother to me. I'm gonna help you out. And of course, I was immediately like, that guy's gonna die, and it's gonna be all sad, and I was right. He died, and it was all sad. So yes, Lincoln is still on the run. And Coulson has teamed up with who I hope is a villain. I sure hope so, which means this will be awesome. Just so awesome. Everything is awesome. But that is remain to be seen. So for now, let's just look forward to Flash next episode. Yes, Flash is... not Flash. Whoops. That's later on... That's right after I make the swoop over to that one. I'm talking about Lash, without an F. Take a Flash and take out the F, and then you got Lash. That's who I'm talking about. Let's look forward to Lash. Next week, unfortunately. Also, apparently, Simmons wants to go back to the outer space world, which is a little bit disappointing because also last episode I thought for sure that what was going on is that she woke up in a cold sweat fearing something that she wanted to fight. So is it still there? And if it is, then why would she want to go back? Maybe it's something else that she really wants, and it's worth fighting whatever evil thing was in that world. So that could mean it's still a chance. There's still a chance to be a great, awesome-ass villain on the other side. I wonder who it is. Is it Death's Head? Give me Death's Head. Probably not Death's Head. Okay, let's move on. So now we are gonna talk about good old Flashy Flash with, yes, and, of course, ever since we said goodbye to, Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, we kept thinking, when are we gonna get Zoom? And of course, I was not thinking that anymore, because, Reverse Flash friggin' abducted me, but yes, I've learned to move on. I have moved on from that. I am no longer worried, because guess what? Because I can accept the fact that, the fact that maybe it was Zoom instead. Maybe it wasn't Eobard Thawne. Instead, it was Zoom. Wait a minute. Zoom appeared in this episode, and he looks nothing like Eobard Thawne. He looks nothing like the Reverse Flash. He's like a black Flash. Well, not literally black, although he is voiced by Tony Todd. No. Wait a minute, that wouldn't be literally black. That would be the African American black. Yes, I do mean literally black. He's got like a black suit, and he's got like some kind of skull face or something. Oh, good God, is he like a... I know he's been referred to as a speed demon, but is he literally a demon? Is he like friggin' a literal demon? Like, oh my gosh! Or maybe it's Black Mask from Batman. He decided to become a speedster. So yeah, so we got Black Mask or whoever the hell that is. Maybe it's Maybe it's a future version of someone or something. I don't know. I'm just saying what everyone's theorizing. Everyone's got their own theory as to who this Zoom guy is. But my theory is that he's Black Mask and he's decided to take a new leaf and he's decided to become a new Flash. Yay! So anyway, so apparently this season is gonna be all about Zoom. Come on and zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, zoom, zoom, zoom. And what he does is, this season is gonna be all about him taking people from other dimensions and putting them here, and they're all meta-humans from other dimensions, and their dimensional self from this dimension is our universe or reality or whatever the hell. I guess reality. So the ones in this reality are not meta-humans, but the ones from other realities are meta-humans. And so this week it is Sandman, good old Flint Marko. I remember him. I can't wait to see what Flint Marko has to offer. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't Sandman. This is Sand Demon. But he doesn't have, like, horns and giant bat wings, and he's not, like, he doesn't have, like, a really sharp goatee and whatnot. He's just some guy who has sand powers. Okay. I mean, I know everyone's gonna probably say the same thing. Oh, he's a rip-off of Sandman. Oh, he's a rip-off of Sandman. And I'm like, shut the hell up. We're not gonna do anything if we keep being unproductive, being too focused on the nitpicky stuff. Let's focus on the stuff that matters. The stuff that truly matters in this world. Yes, the stuff that truly matters indeed. Such as whether or not Fastback is going to be on the show. I mean, they got all of the other speedsters. I mean, this season is promising, new speedsters. I mean, we've already got one out of the several. We got Jay Garrick. What about the others? Wait a minute. We are going to get others. We're going to get Jesse Quick. We're going to get Wally West. That means that the only one left, or, well, a ton are left, but one of them I'm really hoping for is Fastback. When the hell are we going to get Fastback? That anthropomorphic turtle. The anthropomorphic turtle better as hell show up in this season. Or else this lineup of alternate Flashes is gonna suck. And it already does, because Jay Garrick doesn't have his powers anymore for reasons. But anyway, so the antagonist, of course, you would think is Sandman, but really the real antagonist is Barry Allen being a dick to Jay Garrick for no reason. But anyway, but that's okay, because they team up together to defeat Sandman. Oh, I'm sorry, Sand Demon. Hey, just because he's may or may not be a blatant ripoff doesn't mean he's not worthy of being a good friend of mine. I'm gonna give Sand Demon a shot. Oh, wait a minute, they turned him to glass and then immediately killed him. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep showing us all of these awesome supervillains, these awesome great supervillains, and just kill them off? You can't just keep doing that. No, we need recurring villains. Don't you understand a rogues gallery? You can't have a rogues gallery if you just kill them all in one episode. It's being wasteful. That's wasteful. So Sand Demon is dead. He got exorcised by bullshit. And so we have to wait till Black Mask brings us someone else instead. And who is it gonna be? Wait a minute. Maybe it's Eobard Thawne. Because guess what? He's apparently in an alternate dimension. Oh, and it's some kind of weird, retro futuristic dimension. Like it looks like the future as depicted in the 1960s or 50s. It looks like the world of tomorrow from Disney. Not the one in that mediocre movie. I mean the one at Disneyland or Disney World. That one. It looks like that one. What the hell is that? An alternate dimension where that future actually happened, and that's where Eobard Thawne exists? Oh my god! Maybe that's the person who sent me back to the 60s. Maybe to get my mind off of the possibility of Eobald coming back to take me back to the 60s. I don't want to deal with that Pharaoh and egghead again. I'm gonna calm myself down, and I'm gonna use the arrow to get my mind off of it. As if that's any better. Yes. So Arrow's continuing with their bullshit villain, Damien Dark, who isn't really his ultimate be-all end-all supervillain in the comic books, but they're making him one. You know, we do have those kinds of villains. You just have to look for them. You can't just take one that you barely did any research on and that one. We're gonna make him the be-all villain, even though that's not what the character was intended for. But anyway, so screw him. What's really of note is the henchman who's working for him. Yes, the henchman who is working for Damien Dark. Let's focus on him for one of our personal vlogs this week. Yes, he will be the one who will have his personal vlog. In the meantime, let's entertain ourselves with this week's flashback villain of Arrow. Yes, I didn't talk too much about this last season because there wasn't really anything noteworthy to talk about that season. But yes, something that Arrow really likes to do ever since it started is doing flashback subplots. You know, like doing parallel flashback plots that directly have to do with each season. I mean, I know it's bullshit and it's way too coincidental and contrived, but they do it anyway. Yes, and interesting enough, with Arrow, that gives Arrow the chance to have more than one big bad of a season. Instead, he gets two big bads a season. Not one, but two. Two big bads a season. Yes, so the first season, the big bad of the present was, Merlin, and the big bad of the flashback was Edward Fires, without his mustache. And then we had season 2, where the main antagonist of the present was Slade, while the main antagonist of the flashbacks were Dr. Ivo. Yes, Dr. Ivo. Unfortunately, he did not have that weird nose thing that goes into his mouth. He did not have that in this interpretation, I'm afraid. Anyway, so then we had season 3, and you all know how that turned out, with Ra's al Ghul supposedly being the villain of the present, and then in the flashbacks, the villain was the guy who's in charge of the Universal Monster Soldier program. DC Comics can be really trippy sometimes, but anyway, yes. So, but then none of the monsters showed up though. It was just him. It was just the general of that. Stupid. So the question is, what are we going to have for this season? We already know that the big bad for this season is going to be Damien Dark for the present, whether we want it or not. But what about for the flashbacks? Well, I am proud to present to you Baron Blitzburg. Yes, in the comic books, he was a Nazi, so you can't go wrong with Nazis. Hopefully that's not taken out of context. What I mean is you can't go wrong with Nazis as villains, as people you want to fight. It's not that I like to associate myself with them. Just because I'm German, I guess, doesn't mean I associate myself with them. I don't agree with their beliefs. But face it, they're really good villains to have. Just don't hang out with them at banquets. They're going to express their racism too much. So yes, so we got a Nazi this time in the flashbacks. Oh, wait a minute, he's African American. This is awkward. An African American Nazi? What the fuck? I guess he's not going to be a Nazi then. He's just going to be a generic war soldier instead. Isn't that the fourth one we've had? I mean, so far the only flashback villain that we've had on this show, that's been a big bad flashback-wise, have always every single one has been a militaristic, totalitarian, militaristic leader. The only one who was not that was, Professor Ivo. He was the only one. He was just a mad scientist, and that was it. Every single other one was just a militaristic, a militaristic, soldier leader. Edward Fires, the Universal Monster guy, and now this guy. At least if he was a Nazi, it would have been more creative. I mean, I know using Nazis as your supervillain is not creative in a sense, but within the context of the show it would have been, because it would have been freaking different than what we've got several times before. But no, another militaristic mercenary character is our villain. And he even gets introduced the same way that Edward Fires was. Oliver gets dragged into a tent, and then he meets someone on a desk, doing business stuff, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Oliver, how's it going? I'm gonna be the big bad for the flashbacks of this season." It's exactly the same as what we got in the first season. That was exactly like scene for scene the same exact scene we got when they introduced us to Fires in the first season, and that's exactly what we got here. I think the only difference was that this is that at least with Baron Blitzberg, he's got like a twitch in his eye. So maybe he's like all twitchy. Maybe that's what'll make him different from the others. That he's got a twitchy twitch. So yes. This is why I barely acknowledge the flashbacks, because the villains are very uncreative. Okay, you better have a more creative big bad for next season. Okay, since you're on an island, have the villain for next season be Dinosaur Island. Yes, have it be Dinosaur Island. Have it be dinosaurs. Friggin' T-Rex as the villain, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, hello, Oliver. I'm on a desk doing business," just like with the other ones. Just introduce it the same way where Oliver is dragged in by a bunch of pterodactyls into a tent, and there's a T-Rex doing some office work on his desk, and he's like, "Oh, hello. I've got a twitch too. I'm a Twitchysaurus Rex." Okay, this went a horrible place. Let's move on to the final superhero series of the week to focus on the villain Leon, and of course that one is Heroes. Yes. Reborn, of course. I keep forgetting that this is Reborn. It's not just Heroes. It's Heroes. Reborn. That isn't as smooth as the other one. No wonder no one remembers to put on the Reborn when they're talking about Heroes. They're just like, yeah, Heroes, whatever, it's back. Let's just talk about it, okay? Yes. So last episode, I was talking about how we have a glorious villain tease. Yes, a villain tease. A villain teased us, and of course that was a character who was mentioned several times. The little sister of the Truther. A Truther who, unlike real Truthers, is actually a little bit more lovable than the stupid real Truthers. But anyway, so he's been looking for his sis, and it turns out his sis manipulates light and stuff. Or maybe that's her, I don't freaking remember anymore. But the point is, yes, they have a special weapon on their side, and she's freaking evil. Well, I hope she's evil. I hope she's not, like, brainwashed. That would be such a shame. I mean, it would be such a shame if she's brainwashed, because, we need a real villain, here. It'll be a weapon villain. I mean, I know we've got the, we've got the big boss lady, Kraven, and we've got, and we've got the clone guy, we've got the clone guy, but we need someone else. We need a little bit of pump, a little bit of spice in there too. And I believe that this shadow lady, shadow girl, can supply that. She is the spice to put into this parfait. Or wait a minute, you don't put spice in parfait, sorry. But anyway, yes, so I believe she is the spice we need. here, and it'd be such a shame if it turns out nope, she's brainwashed. Oh, we're gonna cure her now, yay! I mean, you can't just have a lady, this lady who's so badass that looks like a female version of the Slender Man with her like friggin' black tentacles coming out of her back. Oh, yes. You can't just show us that and then be like, nope, not a supervillain. No, she has to be a supervillain, okay? All right, she has to show up in people's pictures, and then the people in the pictures die later. That's how much like Slender Man she should be like. Not that I want innocent real people to die. It's just that, Slender Man. But that's okay. She doesn't have to like not have a face. It's just that she's kind of like Slender Man. So keep her that way. Keep her mysterious. Keep her irredeemable. Keep her from being a goody two shoes curable fuck. Like freaking Mr. Hyde from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, we need an irredeemable character like me. None of that redeemable bullshit. No, she has to stay a villain through thick and thin. Now, of course, I would have a problem about how she's barely used in this episode, but it's all about teasing. It's all about building up to the episode where she shows her full potential, and I'm fine with them building up to it. Make us want it. Make it. Build up to it. Don't waste it all in one episode and then get rid of her like they're doing right now on Flash. No. You gotta saber it. You gotta saber. Okay. So anyway, I now, like I said before, it is a little bit of a trick situation to find out who is a villain and who's not. You gotta be really smart about this. And I know there was one antagonistic character who seemed like he had potential of being an antagonist, but at first I was like, nah, probably not. He's just some douchebag cop who likes to beat people up. We have that all the time in real life. That's not super villainous. Not for a show with people with superpowers. So I kind of ignored him, and I was like, not super villain material. But it turns out he is. Yes, he might be. Oh, yes. He might actually be a super villain. Oh, yes. Because it's revealed in this episode that he has superpowers. Wait a minute, if you have superpowers, haven't you revealed them yet? Who cares? Yes, so that means he really is a supervillain. I mean, he's already got the irredeemable personality. He's a horrible douchebag. All he needs to do is use his powers for evil. Yes. But wait a minute, he gets rescued by the luchador mask guy. God damn it. And now he's become even more like a superhero now because he's got a freaking Iron Man suit now that's like has like gears and grinds and stuff. He's like do-it-yourself Iron Man basically. So, Iron Man's origin in the cave, except luchador themed. So anyway, so he saves the corrupted Captain Police superpowered man, and he makes a deal with him, like, okay, fine, I'll tell you what everyone knows, just get me the fuck out of here. So Iron Lucha puts him in his car trunk, and then he rides away, and moving purposely the trunk away every which way. I just realized something. He's kind of like Batman from Arkham Knight, where Batman would put villains in the trunk of his car and then just ride and then just drive off. Like, that's kind of what he's become now. So anyway, So Iron Lucha is taking the guy, I guess, to his home. But wait a minute, this could mean that this could be a chance for the for this captain, this police captain guy who turns out to have superpowers. This is a chance for him to not be a villain. This could be a chance for him to redeem himself. I don't want that. I don't want him to realize the error of his ways and be like, okay, fine, I'm gonna team up with you, Iron Lucha. Hopefully it all explodes in the Iron Lucha's face. Hopefully this turns out really bad. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We need our supervillains. Damn it, we need to be represented. We need the race of supervillains to be saved, just like how Kraven in this episode wants to save the human race. Wait a minute, maybe that makes her less antagonistic. Oh man, yeah, apparently she's just trying to save the world from a freaking exploding sun or something, or whatever. Oh no, exploding sun. What is this, like the 14th time we've almost had the apocalypse on this show? Good God. Just do it already. Just do it. You know, Shia LaBeouf should tell the apocalypse what's up. Like, be like, just do it. You said you were going to do it tomorrow. Well, today is tomorrow. Do it. Just do it. And then he grabs the scratch. So anyway, so that was the episode. That was the episode with all the villainy in this episode. So I'm really pulling for the super villainy here. You know, maybe Kraven will still be a horrible bigot after this is solved, because you know it's going to be solved. They always do that. So here's hoping that we still get super villainy. You know, I can always count on that clone guy. I think right now, he's the only one that I'm 100% sure is a super villain. Which means he's probably gonna die. No, clone guy, no. He's just like that immortal guy from the second season, never had a chance. But hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully he will show what's up. Yes, so that's the week, everybody. That's the week of super villains. So let's rank the villains, shall we? Oh, that's right. This season we're doing it differently. We have a villain who is the most badass and the least badass. The most badass is the most badass is gonna have to be well, it's gonna be the person who we had to have their own personal flag this week. I'm not gonna spoil who it is, because you need to find out that for yourself. Okay, I can't hold your hand all the way. And the least badass supervillain of the week is Baron Blitzburg, because his supervillainy happened 5 years ago. So for all we know, he's probably dead right now. Spoiler alert, or potential spoiler alert. Although you can't, although theories can't really be spoilers. But anyway, so yes, so that's the week. One more week to go before we go full-on Sinister Six-Eye up in this bitch. I hope I didn't offend anyone by saying bitch. But that's okay. I think it's okay to say that if you're referring to an inanimate object. Did it say, I'll see you on the next bitch episode?